Hello, this is Joseph Mattera. I'm so excited that we're now in part 3 of our journey together based on my latest book, The Jesus Principles, that came out on October 1st, 2019. In this book, we're going to learn how to lead a life that even death can't stop. And as we look at the third part, we see that one of the things Jesus did with his followers is he changed their identity. He said to Simon, "You are Simon, the son of John. You shall be called Cephas," which means Peter. We see that in the Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 42. So basically, he changed Peter's identity. Peter saw himself as a movable small stone, but God called him a rock in which he could use to help build his church, especially in the early days of the church. And so we have to let God name us. We have to let God recalibrate us. We have to let God identify us. You know, you have nicknames probably from the time you were born. And sometimes those nicknames evoke who you used to be. But God has given you a new identity. And it's important for you to walk in that new identity. It doesn't mean you have to change your name legally, but there is a new way of viewing yourself, a new way of valuing yourself, a new way of depicting your human worth based on who God says you are, that God wants to do on the inside of you. And he needs other people to help him in that process of speaking life into you. And you need to do that for his kingdom by speaking life and destiny into other people. It's the same thing that happened with Abraham. When Abram was believing God for a son, he was 75 years old when God said, "Look at the stars in the sky. If you can count them, so will be the number of your offspring. Look at the sand on the seashore. So shall be the number of your offspring." And he said that to Abram and Sarah when they were barren, when they were 75 years old. And for 25 years, he had to believe God. It says that he, like God, had to call those things that are not as though they were. And the way God was able to change their identity and get them to believe what he said he was going to do would indeed come to pass was he changed their name. Abram was now named Abraham, which means the father of many nations. Sarai was called Sarah, which means the mother of many nations, meaning that he used the whole community of people, the 318 servants born in his house, when they talked to each other, when other people did business with them. Every day there was somebody who referred to them by their new name, by their new identity, father of many nations or mother of many nations. And so it does take a community of Christ followers to pour into us and to affirm our new identity. And that's why we need local church. That's why we can't be discipled just as an individual. We need to do it in the context of a community of Jesus followers. So as you follow Jesus, he will give you a new identity. And as you read this book that you could purchase at josephmattera.org or through Amazon, if you read this book, The Jesus Principles, it will help you see how your identity can shift and how it could match the assignment God has given you. God bless you. This is Joseph Mattera.